Prim's algorithm on the question from the homework. So we're going to start from node 4 here. Node 7. So the process is we arrive at our node, we mark parents and the cost to get to it. Then from that node, we pick the cheapest edge to travel to. And then we update the cost if there's a cheaper edge detected. So I just made this edge list right here. So we're going to start from node 7. We're going to mark the parent as -1 and the cost as 0. All right, so let's mark down the edges from 7. So we have 3, we have 2, and we have 7. All right, and then from this list, from this set, we pick the cheapest edge. So in this case, it's going to be 2. So let's cross off 2, and then we're going to travel this way to node 4. Okay, this red arrow is going to indicate what node we're currently at. Okay, so we're going to be at node 4 now. Let's update the parent array. So parent of node 4 is 7, and the cost to get to node 4 is 2. All right, let's do the same thing. So let's mark all the edges coming out of 4. So in this case, it's only 2. Okay, so again, we're going to find the cheapest out of here, which in this case is 2. So we're going to take this edge to travel to node 2 with cost 2. All right. So now we're here. Let's update the parent the parent list in the array. So parent of node 2 is 4. The cost to get to node 2 is 2. Okay, let's do the same thing. Let's mark all the outstanding edges from 2. So we have 5, we have another 5, and we have a 7. Okay, now from here, we're going to pick the cheapest edge again. So it's 3 in this case. And notice that 3 is not coming out of 2, but that's okay. We can just jump back to node 7 and continue wherever we want. So in this case, we're gonna go from node 7 to node 6, taking edge 3, which is the cheapest. Okay, so now we arrive at node 6. Let's update the parent list. So parent of 6 is 7, and then the cost to get to 6 is 3. Okay, let's mark all the edges coming out of 6. So it's 3 in this case. And we find the cheapest edge in here, which is 3. So we're going to take this edge to node 5. Okay. Let's mark the parent. So the parent of 5 is 6. The cost to get to 5 is 3. Okay, let's repeat for 5. So the edges coming out of 5 are 1, 2, and 5. Okay, we're going to pick the cheapest, which is edge 1, which leads to node 3. So we're going to take that path right there. Okay, now that we're at node 3, let's mark the parent. So parent of 3 is 5. Okay, and then the cost to get to 3 is 1. All right, now 3. Let's mark the edges from 3, which is okay. Let's see. Let's mark off everything that we've every edge that we took so far, just to make it a little bit clear. So from edge 7, we took 3, took edge 3, and we took edge 2. Okay, and then from 6 we took 3. From 5 we took 1. And from 4 we took 2. Okay. So we're at 3. We're going to mark the edges that haven't been took yet. So we have 4 and 7. So 4 and 7. All right. And now what's the cheapest from here? It's 2. So we're going to go back to node 5. This is the cheapest edge right here. Okay. So we're going to take this edge, and now we arrive at node 1. Let's mark the parent array. So the parent of node 1 is 5, and the cost to get there is 2. Okay, so from node 5, we took edge 2, cross that out. Okay, now that we're at node 1, let's mark the edges coming out, which is 8 and 5. All right, now the cheapest one in this bunch is going to be 4, coming out of edge 3. So we're going to take this path right here. So we're going to arrive at node 0. Let's mark the parent. So the parent of node 0 is 3, and the cost is 4. Okay. Now let's mark the edges coming out of here, which is 7 and 8. Okay. Now the cheapest in this bunch, let's see. Let's just choose 5 right here because there's multiple 5s. So that 5 is coming out of node 2. Okay. Okay, so we're at node 2, right? We can either choose this way or we can choose this way. Let's try going, let's see what the cost from going to 5 is. So here the cost to go to 5 is 3, which is less than 5, so there's no need to update it since 3 is already the cheapest path to get to 5 so far. Okay, so again, the cheapest path to get to 5 is 3 from what we discovered so far. So we can disregard this edge, so we can just mark it as done. So, okay, we can do that. And now 5 is the lowest again right here, so we can check this path. So we can see what's the cost to get to 1 currently. So it's 2 again. So 5 is greater than 2, so there's no need to update this as well. So we can mark that as done. All right, let's move on to this one right here. So the edge coming out of 5, this is already done, so we can just mark that as complete. All right, now the next the cheapest edge is the 5 coming out of 1. So where's that? Right here. This is already done, so we can mark that complete. All right. Now the cheapest edge is either one of these 7, so let's just do this one. So that's this path right here. So we can see what is the what's the cost to get to 3 currently? It's 1. So 7 is greater than 1, so there's no need to update this as well. Oops. So we can cross this out right here. Okay. Next cheapest, it's either this or this. So we can just do from 2. Where's 2? Okay. It's right here. So you take this edge. What's the current cost to get to 0? It's 4, which is less than 7, so there's no need to update it. Okay. So we can cross this one out. And now we only have 2 more edges remaining, which I believe they refer to the same edge, which is true. All right, so we come here. We see what is the current cost to get to 0 from 1. It's 4. So there's no need to update this, and we keep it as this.